Hey, everybody, welcome back to the show. This week I have my brother, and my brother is right there. Hey, Greg, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going
Just
good.
chilling.
Thank you for being on the podcast, and
Thank you.
let's jump into it. Guys, follow me on Instagram at the Jesus Show NTO. You can follow me on Facebook, the Jesus Show, not that one. TikTok at the Jesus Show, not that one. YouTube, the Jesus Show, not that one. And email me your questions, comments, and concerns the Jesus Show NTO at gmail.com. And where can they find you?
They could find me on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Dude with a crew, DOOD with a crew, CRU. It's supposed to
That's,
be easier than that, but I don't know why I made it like that. It's a little more difficult.
I think
But
it's fantastic. Um, all right, let's jump into it. So, one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on is
mhm,
because you recently you've been hitting a lot of followers on your YouTube channel
trying to.
to the point where we have a group chat with Greg, myself, our other brother Robert, and some other friends. And Greg sent us a screenshot and it said you're almost a partner or something, right?
Yeah, so I am a partner, but there's still like little steps you have to like or maybe it's not complete. I guess it's like now it's just I'm waiting on them, I guess on their end.
Oh, okay.
Because when I look on on the dashboard, you could
Hmm.
see YouTube Studio. It says you have to now. There's nothing on your part now. You have to wait for them. But it says that I am a partner, but still not. I think they're doing some like
They have to like approve it or something.
yeah something to like be able to monetize our
Got it.
video. Yeah.
That's dope though.
Um, but just so when that does happen, right? Whenever I see a bunch of these YouTubers that they do get monetized,
Hmm.
um, I don't know. It just seems like it happens, right? They just, oh, okay, now I am. But there's never been like really an explanation. I don't know if I'm going to be able to explain on that, but as far as so far, it's a lot more into it than just push a button and go, okay, now I'm ready. Like
Yeah.
it's more than that. Yeah.
You and I were having a conversation, I believe it was yesterday or the day before.
Mhm.
And to be completely open and honest with everybody, I I shared with you before and then I mentioned it again where I said I initially with my show I paid for followers.
Mhm.
And the point of that for me was I thought, oh, maybe that'd be a good idea to try to gain a bunch of followers and then show other people like, hey, look, there's people.
Yeah.
But then one of the things that really resonated with me when I initially shared that with you, and then
Mhm.
you shared it again with me was um, you pretty much told me like that's like you do whatever you want to do, but you were like, but with me, I want to try to grow it organically, right?
Yeah.
And when I started watching your YouTube channel, I mean, there was, I think I remember saying maybe 30 subscribers.
Yeah.
And
If
I
that.
told you, I said, I, though I went the paying route,
Yeah.
it was one of those things where, trial by error. Like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going into my third year. I'm still trying to figure shit out.
I don't mean that like, yeah, for sure. You don't know what you're saying, but I'm saying like, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. You
You
don't know
don't,
what that.
you
No,
don't know
no, no.
what you're doing.
And like, yeah, and I know what you're saying.
That was good. But a lot of it is trial by error. And then I had told you, and this, I feel it when I told you initially, and I feel it now. Um, I want to try to grow. I want to try to keep growing my audience organically as well.
Yeah.
Paying for followers, though it might be for some people, it's not for me.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Um, and to see how many followers do you guys have now?
on YouTube.
Yeah,
563.
that's insane.
I woke up this morning and it was like 558. I
That's
think
that's
it was.
dope.
And actually, I went to sleep last night and it was at 5:56. So then, yeah, it's weird. It's crazy. I'm
That's
like,
dope.
yeah, it's really insane. I never thought anyone would have any type of interest in a random dude just doing stuff. I don't know.
And you've been recognized when you're out in town, right? There's
Yeah,
been a couple times.
that that's a little weird, dude.
I was gonna
Where
say, how does that feel?
well, so honestly, even before this, if my name wasn't called, I didn't respond.
Yeah,
Nothing to do with me. I don't care. If I didn't hear Greg, I'm not turning around. I don't. And if you don't
yeah,
say my name, it's because you don't know me. Like,
yeah, correct.
I'm gonna keep going. So now it's just been different. Now when I hear dude, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like, what? And then
Is that
hey,
is that
what's
what
up?
people call you?
Yeah, they're like, hey dude. I'm like, hey, what's up? But that was the point, right? Like that was the whole point of um it you're not trying to be a jerk sometimes, but when someone tells you your name, their name,
Mhm.
you sometimes forget it, right? Like, oh shoot, what was that dude's name?
Yeah,
Dude. Like, so that's a easy dude, you
smart,
know. So
smart.
that's why that came from having the name. Not I didn't think of like there was a couple people that have been like, oh, like the dude, from the movie Big
Oh yeah,
Lebowski.
yeah.
Well, I honestly have never really seen the movie. I've only seen like clips here and there.
Mhm.
But that didn't even come into my mind. It was just what's easier to remember someone's like it's that there's that dude,
Yeah,
so it's like, oh yeah, that dude, easy.
which
Um,
is cool because that was my next question. How did you come up with? Because I've never asked you how did you come up with that name.
yeah, it was just for that simplicity of dang, I can't remember that dude's name. So dude, just call me dude. It's all good.
That's a good point though, because there's many times where I've told people I'll meet somebody and go, "Oh, what is that dude's name?"
Yeah.
That makes sense. It
Yeah.
sticks.
So I mean that was the point of that. Why but it is weird where like I'm out there and then there's been a few times where someone, hey dude, I'm like, oh shoot. It's crazy. It's really crazy. So I don't feel like anyone has any interest because it's me, right? Like
Yeah.
I don't think so at all. I'm just a random dude with a camera. I honestly think it's the things that we're doing, right? Because one thing in particular was the water park that we just went to.
Mhm.
All over YouTube, even before the channel, I tried to look for videos of the zoo. I tried to look for videos of that water park, and they were like maybe scattered, and they were maybe a year ago, 3 years ago, 6 years ago, very scattered, right, in timeline.
Yeah.
So a bunch of these places that wasn't an actual like consistency of like, oh, this is how it looks. So when we went to the water park, Wild Waters, um, and I did the walkthrough and all that stuff. I was expecting to get as like we usually do, maybe about 100 something, maybe 200. But I also did know that since there's no
Like
videos,
100 or 200 views. Is that what you're
yeah,
saying?
200
Okay,
views,
yeah,
yeah,
got it, got it.
100 views, 200 views, and but I did know that I'm sure there's going to be quite a bit of people maybe searching out for the water park. It's summer almost. When I did put that up, it was almost summer, and then there's just no other videos of it. And then day by day, I've seen the number like jump. I think we're at like 4.4K views now. Like,
Fuck,
what? That is crazy. Yeah.
that's
So
insane.
the crazy thing with the buying, I guess, follower things, I think uh something was done by accident to my channel. And I'll tell you why. So we have the monster, I think it's our first monster wash our cars, I think it was during Halloween.
Mhm.
And there were I uploaded that, and maybe in the first few months, October to December, maybe I got up to 150 views. And
Okay.
then literally the day of, I think uh it was a specific date, Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day. That's the exact day when I checked and I saw the number literally every 10 minutes, it was jumping like 20 views. And or
Oh
it was
wow.
20 to like, and then to 100 views, and then one day it got, I think it was about 300 views, 400 views in a day. I'm like,
Oh
what the
shit.
heck? Yeah, what's happening here? So then I thought maybe someone might have just had my video playing over and over and over. But then I thought the amount of times when it jumps to it playing, like that doesn't even make sense,
Yeah.
because I'm jumping like 10 views, 10 seconds type of thing almost on some of these times. So I think that maybe by accident, when someone maybe did try to get like followers or type something like that on YouTube, maybe they were directed by accident to that video. Because right now,
Oh,
so like that video kept jumping in views, view. It has 20,000 views or more actually.
holy shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
holy poop.
yeah.
I'm
So,
trying I'm trying to keep this episode clean so the entire crew can watch it.
oh, I mean, I'm gonna say this is your thing. You can pop
Yeah,
poop all you want.
but all but I also want, if your followers come to watch it to see
Got it.
you and talk about it, I want everybody to be able to come see it, not just
And
the
they,
older crew. You know what I mean?
yeah, they'd probably be like, I've never heard him talk like that.
That is one.
You,
Yes, that's one
you,
thing.
you
But
have no idea.
also, they may go, his brother, skip, scap, Buddha, bop, bops, a lot.
That guy loves jazz. He loves that jazz. Yeah. Oh yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, but when it comes to football, man, I can't help myself. That's why I don't make videos when I'm watching football.
that's good. I've heard some jazz come out of your mouth.
Oh yeah.
Um,
But
so
I think
you
that's what
think,
happened with that video.
oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know. I could what's I don't know what considers something to go viral, right? That was just very crazy that and I was like, wow,
I
yeah,
will
pretty nuts.
say, what I try to do is, when you put out a new video,
Yeah.
I try to watch it within the day that you put it out, right? Or at least within 24 hours.
Yeah.
And there's sometimes, because of work, because of life, because of whatever, I'll
Hmm.
miss like 8 videos in a row, right?
Yeah.
And then sometimes I'll be sitting here at the desk when I'm at home, just hanging out. Allie's here, the baby's hanging around because we have a baby now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that
crazy.
little thing, dude, that's insane to say.
Crazy.
But I'll just be here and I'll start watching. Like, I have one of my earphones in.
Yeah.
We're talking, whatever. We're in the living room, and I'll start watching the video. And the point of it sometimes is I'm gonna watch at least 5 minutes of it.
Hmm.
I may skip around, right? But then I start watching the video and I'm like 10 minutes deep. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh, oh. And Allie goes, what are you doing? I go, oh, I'm watching Greg's video. She's like, oh, how many have you watched so far? I go, I'm just on the first one. Like, are you watching the whole thing? I go, yeah, it's hilarious. And then I find myself watching like 3 or 4 of the videos back to back, like, because then it just like auto plays.
Nice.
And what I what I've noticed, and it could be because you're my brother and I love you and I'm very biased,
Well, I
but
appreciate that. I love you a lot.
when when I'm watching your videos, there's a certain type of, not only do you make me feel like I'm there,
Hmm.
but you want to you make me feel like, okay, well, what's coming next?
I hope so. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean that's always the thing. So that's another one where I I see all these other YouTubers where they get some amazing shots. They have, I don't know, I feel like a script type of thing that they do. And I'm not knocking on that. That is awesome. I don't know how they do that, because some of them, like, they'll go record something, but then I notice that there's somewhere else talking about that thing that they recorded, but they're showing that, but they're way off at this other part. And in the day that they recorded that into that like B-roll,
Hmm.
to them talking about it, two different parts of the day. So when I see like them do that, I'm just thinking, how do you guys keep up with that stuff? I can't do that. So that's why I've always been like, there's people out there that know how to do all these amazing shots, know how to script up a video. You're just coming along to hang out. And I just hope that I can make you a part of what we're doing. You know, I don't want it to be like you're off on the side watching. I want it where you are also in it. Like, yeah, I'm hanging out with you.
I feel like your videos, and I've showed some people your videos, and they've expressed the same thing as far as it feels like I'm right next to you.
Yeah,
Like,
I
yes,
hope.
it's on, it's on a computer screen or
Yeah.
a phone, but it feels like I'm watching it with you,
Hmm.
and I like that about it because there's many videos that I've seen, and like you said, there's nothing wrong with it, but I feel, me personally, I feel a disconnect
Yeah. Yeah.
with the video that I'm watching, because it's like, okay, yeah, you're there, but like, and some people are just flat out boring. And I mean, I hope I'm not boring in my
I hope I'm
show.
not boring.
Um, because it's one thing that I try not to do. But even when I see people who podcast, because sometimes I'll watch other podcasts, either video or just listen to them. I listen to the big podcasts, but
Hmm.
I also sometimes search out smaller podcasts just to see how they do it. And
Yeah.
even that, sometimes I feel like they're scripted. I'm like, how are you doing that? Like,
Yeah.
it's odd because I'll show you, like, this is my run of show,
Hmm.
right? So I think of something,
Yeah.
and then, I mean, dude, I'll be anywhere. I'll be, especially when I'm out with people and something happens, and then I go, oh, and I go to
Yeah.
my phone and I go, and I go, are you talking to me? Oh, no, no, I'm just making a note. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Oh yeah.
And it can be anything. Like,
Hmm.
one of the notes for the next episode is one of the topics we talked about, how like
Yeah.
an animal's life could end at any moment.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's a good. So it's like, for me, that's the only script I have. And even that, sometimes I can't stick to it. Not
Yeah.
because I can't, just I start talking,
I know. Yeah. 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 So
you know?
there's times too where I try to get somewhere and then I have. So I will have a certain layout that I want. Like, all right, this I want to try to do this, but then when I get there, I I get too excited. Oh, look at! Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, look at! So then I completely forget the whole thing. That's why sometimes when you don't see an intro of where we are, what we're doing, it's because I forgot. I got too much into the moment, and I just after was like, dang it! I swear, this past time when we went to the zoo, today's video that I put out, um, I didn't do an intro because it was just so hot, and I forgot to do that. I was just
Yeah.
dying. There's a part in the video where I was walking and you can hear. I could know. I knew right because I was there, but just the way I was talking, I was like, it's just it's just it's hot. I was like, damn, dude, you
That's
sound.
hilarious. There are some times where things like that happen to me.
Hold on,
Um,
sorry. I keep doing this because I'm crying. I cry all the time when I'm talking because we laugh so much. So
you see my eyes are kind of watering.
yeah, that's why I'm like,
Um, no, there's times where even with myself, I do that, where I have, like, this is what I'm gonna do.
mhm.
But it normally happens when I'm gonna talk to somebody, like if I'm gonna interview somebody, almost every time I go, okay, this is how I'm gonna, here.
Yeah.
And then I get there and I'm like, hey, oh, hey, what's going on? And then I get super excited. And I mean, it's happened with friends. It
Hmm.
happens with you,
Yeah.
and it's not like, I don't know. And I always, like, even in the beginning, um, I always wanted to take a picture,
Hmm.
right? Because I was like, oh, I'm going to use that picture. And then I started doing screen grabs because I was like, I can't, I don't remember.
Yeah. I
Like,
know.
it just doesn't pop into my head. And then it's not till after I go, Oh man, I forgot to ask him for a picture. I was like, dang it.
I know,
Like,
dude.
well, oh well, whatever.
It's the same thing all the time where after I go out, I'll tell Jason, like, hey, remember, thumbnail, intro, outro. Or I'll tell Kat like, hey, thumbnail, intro, outro. Remember, thumbnail, intro, outro.
I just started remembering making it a point
Hmm.
to do some sort of outro
Hmm.
just because like I want people at the end to like, oh yeah, that's the name of the show. Yeah, I have the picture and all that stuff, but
Yeah.
um I think it's good. At least I like reminding. What do they call? I think they call it like a call to action or something like that.
Oh, is it? Well, but
I think it's
that makes
something like
sense.
that.
Well, because you want, right? You want your name in the mind as
Correct.
possible. One thing
All
that I have done a lot though, is not mention the either the obvious thing or like the things that like doesn't really matter. For instance, if I'm going from camera from my phone to GoPro, like let's say we're at a water park, it's kind of obvious if the camera quality or not quality because the GoPro is still good, but just the kind of different look. You can tell the difference from GoPro to camera. Um, but just like explain, oh, now you're on the GoPro. I
yeah.
you're
I-
right here.
Yeah.
Like
y-
you
Yeah, but
know GoPro.
I think that would be kind of weird, if you're like, hey, I'm on my phone, recording on my phone, and then I'm on the GoPro now. Hey, I'm back on. Like,
Oh,
yeah, okay,
yeah,
you don't have to tell us.
if you're doing the back and forth thing, it's like, yeah, no, no. But just like the
So
little thing, like some people when people go to the water park and they're like, all right, well now I'm gonna put you on the GoPro. Like, I don't I don't do that because
yeah.
yeah, obviously.
Well, it seems kind of dumb. Like, okay, just
Yeah.
can you just do it?
What I've tried to
Just do
do a
it.
lot too is like do well, I did a lot what a lot of other people do is there's a little this, there's a little that. Oh, look at the little bench, look at the little this. I'm like, nah, it's a regular bench. I laugh at it all the time. I laugh at it all the time. And I'm not giving stuff for anyone that does. I'm just saying, like, those are the little things to me where I'm like, I don't have to like say that or, you know,
Yeah.
little things. Like there was one time, some people I watched Tim and Tim Tracker, Jen Tracker. His wife was sitting in the back with the kid in the back seat and they're recording. And then she just explained, and she didn't do it in any which way. And just, oh, I'm in the back seat because I just want to sit back here with the kids. Like that's something that I wouldn't
Yeah.
explain because sit back here because I want to.
Correct.
That's it.
So I don't, for me, when something else that I was talking to you about, so I used to record the video portion
Yeah.
in a one shot because I
Oh
was
yeah.
like, a one shot's easy. Um, I can edit anything out if I wanted to, but normally it was nice because if I was doing the one shot, it was literally just one shot.
Yeah.
I'd start, and if I'd mess up, it helped me continue to go,
True.
even because there was a lot of times sometimes where I go, oh, what's that thing? And then instead of taking too much time, man, I thought just go. I go, whatever, doesn't matter. So it helped me. But one of the issues that I asked you with a lot of times was I was having issues downloading it to my computer and then, or yeah, uploading it. Well, no, download it to the computer so I
Oh,
can do everything. You suggested try smaller cuts. And in my head, I was like, yeah, but like I don't want to have three, four, five cuts, right?
yeah. Hmm.
But then I was like, but what's the problem? Like, why not? Because you were telling me how you record, it's a lot of short clips, if you will, and then you put it together to make your video. Well, today I I so I pulled the audio
Yeah.
from GarageBand so I can add it to iMovie, right? Well, I had 6 audio clips. Okay. Well, then when I was pulling the video, I had 7, and I went, well, that's odd. It should be the same, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, that's dumb. So I had put the audio version out to the world
Got it.
before I did the video because I always do the audio first because it's easier. You know,
Yeah.
you go, you cut, blah, 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 blah. Well, I don't ever explain, because sometimes I'm like this, and then the
Mhm.
next frame, I'm like this, right?
Yeah.
Clearly there's a cut,
Yeah.
but I don't go, I just cut. I don't do that.
Yeah.
So a little behind the scenes, if anybody watched or listened to the show when I, at least within the first 30 minutes, like minute 12, I said like whatever it was, and then I went, and you hear my camera go beep because I refocus. I stop it, I refocus.
Hmm.
And I went 3, 2, 1. And then I started talking. I was like, oh, I messed up. And then I found the seventh cut in the audio. And I went, got it.
That's
But
so
it's one
funny.
of those things where, and I'm not saying other podcasters do it, but that's one of the things that I don't mention. I don't go
Yeah.
like, oh, I know you saw me like this the last time, and now I'm like this. Now, if it's a completely different, like if I have this shirt on and then I show up with a purple shirt,
Like
then
with
I,
boom.
yeah, I might be like, so I just got something on my shirt, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to share that with you for I don't know what reason, but I did
Well,
because
because
mostly,
the unnecessary things, like
yeah, but also um like I don't like there's things I just don't explain sometimes. I'm
Well,
like, there's no point.
I do that quite a bit though. And sometimes it might be a little like, huh? Because there's been times where like I'll have like a pretty full on beard,
Yeah.
and then like maybe the next one, like boom, trim. It's because I was doing something and then like I did that, come back, and then that, or one of them I was like building a Gundam, and then like I think on one of them like I had the hair, like even down you could see, and then I'm building, and then it goes to next the clip because it's time lapse,
Yeah.
and then I have short hair because I went to go get my hair cut
Okay.
within that time of me building, and it's like what? But I didn't say nothing because I'm like,
Yeah, but I
you
think
know, I got hair.
those, yeah, yeah. Like I think if somebody is hung up on something like that,
Yeah,
um, I think I don't know. No, I'm not gonna say it because I'm gonna keep it clean. I'll tell you off camera. I'll tell you
got
off
it.
camera. No, I mean, I think people are smart enough that they can go, oh, okay.
Yeah, right. I know.
And if they're not, then I mean, that's not my problem.
Well, there's the one thing where like I will, right? Like let's say it's afternoon in one day and then I don't record nothing. All of a sudden we're eating breakfast. Like, oh, it's next day. I forget I didn't record nothing after.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are the ones like even though it's a kind of still obviously, right?
Yeah.
Those ones where I'd be like, yeah, it's the next day. I kept living my life. That's what I always say when I when I forget to record stuff. Just go, I just kept living my life and I didn't record nothing. My bad.
There's sometimes, so another thing is I use your channel
Hmm.
as motivation, right?
Well,
Because
thank
I
you.
because I think to myself, like the content you put out, not only is it good, but it's a lot,
Hmm.
right? So there's a lot of good content that you're constantly putting out. And I was thinking to myself, yeah, I'm gonna do that. And then, like, for example, if I'm gonna go to Hawaii, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, cool, I'm gonna record. But then I get there and then I go, oh, look, let me go live my life because I want to go to the beach and I want to do this.
Yeah.
And then halfway, I mean, it's like 10 p.m. And I go,
Yeah.
oh, damn it.
That's right.
I didn't, I should have. But then I started thinking, like, I should have. And then I go, well, no, I shouldn't have because I mean, I want to live my life.
Yeah.
So no,
Yeah.
right. And then I wanted to shoot some stuff when I was in Munich.
Hmm.
Same thing. I think I was like on my fourth beer that's like this big.
Oh my God.
And I was like, und no, oh, und. I was like, whatever. But it's one
Nine.
of those things. Yeah, 999. But it's one of those things where I try. I really do. I mean, I try to
Yeah.
like I try to be better, but then I don't. And I'm like, man,
Yeah. I mean, it's all right. Like that's one thing I've told our friend in our group thing, Carlos, where sometimes he's said, like, I don't know if to record this, that. And then I've told him just accumulate clips, right? If you want throughout the week or a couple weeks, just if you get little bursts of boom, 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 and then add them, and it could be your week,
yeah,
or a couple weeks type thing. Not so much that it has to be that. That's what I feel like a bunch of people sometimes too also feel like if they're gonna do any type of vlog, maybe if like, oh, I have to do it in a day. Like whatever I record, it has to be in a day. Like, no, make you can make a video of literally anything. You could just sit there in front of the camera like this for 10 minutes and just go, well, you're doing something,
that
it's fine.
that is true.
But it just because he said a couple times like, oh man, I just feel bad because like I didn't really do nothing. But I tell him, like, dude, it's all good. And another thing too is that if there's something that you don't like let's say you recorded all the stuff, and then let's say you don't like how it came out, the video came out, you don't have to post it if you don't want, you know that's one thing that I've always kept in mind. If I don't like whatever I did, no one really has to see it if I don't want them to. Yeah, so I just, if you're gonna make a video, just make it. Just do it. It doesn't matter.
I like it.
But however it comes out, however it turns out.
You're right though, because that was one of my issues also, where I would, at least in the beginning, I would record something
Yeah.
and I'd go, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then I'd put it out and I was like, and the whole time I was like, no, no, no. And then I thought to myself, I think it was after the first time I had you on the show.
Hmm.
You pretty much told me the same thing. You're like, I mean, if you don't like it, don't put it out. And I went,
Yeah.
oh yeah, because at the end of the day, I'm the one that runs my own show.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like why would I put out something that I don't um feel comfortable with just to
Mhm.
put it out there,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Have you done that though? Like at least in the beginning stages, did you ever put stuff out there that you were like,
Honestly, no. And, I always I always had that. I don't know. I guess because of from YouTubers like before. Again, I pretty much just watch YouTube. Like that's football. And when football's not on, all I'm watching is YouTube pretty much. Is YouTube. And I've been doing that for like honestly for like 13, 14 years of just YouTube. So some of these things of
I was gonna say, I know you spent a lot of time watching Beetlejuice videos.
all that too, dude. You go on, spit it out, spit it out. Come on, dude.
Oh man.
um, but just like those are things without me unintentionally, I guess learned.
Yeah.
Uh, so and those are one of those things are like little tidbits that some of these YouTubers without they're not intentionally like saying that like like an advice video, right? But they just like throw little things at you, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And I forgot who it was. Maybe I think I heard say that it was probably like Adam the Woo or Tim Tracker was like, if you really don't like it, like you don't have to put it out. It was probably actually Adam the Woo. Um, it's just like if you're not comfortable with it, you don't have to put it out. If what you can do, he didn't say this. This is what I've always taken it as. What you can do is because then you would also have that feeling of, well, that's just wasted time, right?
Yeah.
And I completely understand that, but it could also be used as practice, right? Well, that could just be this is what I know I don't want to do, or
Yeah.
part of what I did like, but I didn't like that. Like you just have to take I don't know, you just have to take every moment as a trial and error. Like just learn from it. It sounds very it sounds very corny to say that, right? Like learn from
Oh,
your
but it's
mistakes.
true
But
though.
it really is though, yeah. Well, and one thing was that I in the beginning where I would see some of these videos like giving advice on like what you should do. One of them was maybe put out a video once a month to start off. For me, I was like, that's cool, but I want to get comfortable with talking to camera, right? Talking out in public, doing stuff, not like being kind of reserved all the time, like watching myself, like, oh, how am
Yeah.
I going to feel? How am I going to look? And then also, I don't know anything about editing. So, how am I going to better myself in that if I'm only making one video a month? If I'm only making like two videos a month? So that's another reason why I started to like, now I got to do more because I'm either gonna just feel more comfortable in doing what I'm doing, and
Yeah.
then also feel more comfortable in editing. That first day when I was gonna edit our first video, I remember sitting there in front of the computer going like, I had all the shot, everything was already done, recorded all that, and I just sit in front of the computer and edit. And I remember sitting there just like, I don't know what the heck to do, and I just sat there looking on the computer like, I actually don't know if I could do this actually.
I watched a 10-minute, I think it was 7-minute video, how to edit the
Mhm.
audio on GarageBand, because that's what I use for my audio.
Yeah.
So I use the audio from GarageBand and I have my camera. Oh no, I put my camera away. I have my camera on my stand
Yeah.
behind or in front of my ring light.
Yeah.
So I use the video, that video for the video portion, and I extract the audio from GarageBand, right? I think I
Okay.
explained it earlier. But all this, I didn't know what I was doing, right? So when I first started, I only did audio. And the only reason why I did audio in the beginning is because I was mortified. I was terrified to try to like now I'm gonna have to figure out how to edit just
Yeah.
audio. Now I'm gonna have to do video too. Like, no, no, no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no.
Yeah.
So I watched the 7-minute video and I learned
Hmm.
how to edit on GarageBand, which was very, it was easier
Yeah.
than a lot of the other programs that I was told to use.
Hmm.
And I was like, oh, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. I was like, what about this one? And then I saw and I go, that seems easier, but still a little difficult because I didn't understand. I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
I remember sending, I think it was my first 2 or 3 episodes to Eb.
Hmm.
And I said, hey, can you take a look at it? And he goes, yeah, sure. And one of the things he told me is like, why are you cutting every like 3 seconds? And I go, well, I'm cutting it because, and if you listen to my first couple episodes, I mean, terrible, just terrible. Because when I'm talking, I'm trying to talk like this and not have any pauses and just keep going as if I'm not taking a breath and it just keeps going and keeps going and keeps going.
Yeah.
He said, who do you know talks like that? And I
Yeah.
go, nobody. And he goes, so why would you put it out like that? And I went, oh. He goes, pause. You don't have to fill the entire time with your voice.
With the yeah.
And I went, oh. He goes, are the podcasts you listen to, are they like that? And I go, no. He goes, well, then why would you do that? And I go, right, 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 right. And
Yeah.
then when it came to video, oh, geez. I was like, great. But I was very lucky because Allie was my, I guess I could call her the executive producer. She was doing
Hmm.
the video. I'd give her the audio.
Yeah.
I was like, here, I'm the talent. I don't do that. I I
He's
do not
not.
do that. It's not, I do not do that. And then we had the baby. She had the baby. And I went, oh, I have to do everything now. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's a learning curve.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
I will say there's 2 episodes in my first year where I did not like them,
Hmm.
but those 2 episodes, a bunch of people have told me like, "Oh my God, that was a great episode." I'm like,
Really?
"Really?
Yeah.
That one?" And they're like,
Sorry, the
"Oh,
dogs are sorry.
that's okay."
Hey, we have a window. Hey, someone's probably walking by. It was the
Um,
that started it.
that's okay. I'm surprised that there's no ambulances or any kind of emergency vehicles going by tonight because you
Making your
would hear
dog.
the boys.
Oh, I better not because then they're gonna. Oh wait, they can't hear
Well,
me,
no,
right?
no, 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 yeah, they can hear you. Sometimes in the middle of the night at like 2 a.m., if there's a
Oh,
cop
for real?
running by, I'd be like this. And then if I hear it and I have to get up and I'm like,
Yeah.
be quiet, be quiet. Because
That
if
scare
not,
you.
they will. Well, mostly I do it because I'm like, shut the be quiet because I don't want you to wake the baby up.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
only reason why I do it. Dude, in the middle of the day, I'm taking a nap, same thing. I'll be like, and then I hear it, and I'm like, stop, stop, stop. Nobody.
That's hilarious. See, you're
Yeah.
like, no, check this out.
What
Ooh.
do you what do you do? What do you do when you go to a place to record? Like you have like I have a plan. Here we go. You
Yeah,
record it, and then you lose the footage.
that sucks. So I've been very lucky where that's only happened one time where I lose all footage, right? There's been a couple times where I will lose maybe one or two. I've been very, very fortunate where it's been like one or two.
Yeah,
There was
but
one
one or
time,
two like clips.
one or two clips, yes,
Got it.
one or two clips, not full on day. There was one time where one of the clips in particular where I was the most bum before this past time was because when we went to Universal Studios, they picked Candace, Cat's sister, to
Oh, for the one thing.
the one thing. Yeah, she was the one that was chosen. And then I recorded the whole show. I was like, dude, this is perfect because what I wanted to do was have that show separate. Also, like with what I do with the rides POVs of that, I also try to do that with shows. So I was like, cool, I'm gonna have the whole show of that, and then I go back to check it, and it's not there, completely gone. Like, dang.
Yeah,
Wild Waters was the last time where something like that happened, and the only time where pretty much a full day was just gone
yeah.
because we're at a water park, so I used it all on a GoPro, and the files were corrupt, or the card was corrupt, and then it was all gone. I was like, damn.
You're very fortunate because that's happened to me way too many times.
Yeah, I know the amount of times you've told me. I'm like, man, like that hasn't happened. There was one YouTuber where that happened to them. I told you about that when he went to Japan. And the
Hmm.
thing is with him, like it's his job, right? He's when he was going there with a plan of I'm going to make these videos, and from that, like the reason why this is possible to go to Japan is because I'm going to make money from it, right?
Yeah.
Uh, well, he went to Tokyo Disneyland, and all the footage from that day just gone. When he was on the train. I think he was on the train maybe to leave
Hmm.
that area, and then that's when he noticed like nothing. So
Yeah,
then
that's heartbreaking.
that's when he was lucky. He said he was lucky where he was able to extend one more day. So then he went back to do it. But still, that's something that an extra expense of what you weren't going to do. You're only
Correct.
expecting that. And then it's fine because I'm going to get money from that video. But then
Yeah.
it's like, dang, dude. So very, very fortunate. I'm going to be honest with you. I think in big part, the reason why that hasn't really happened is because I'm using it on a phone. I'm not
Mm.
doing a lot of the what happens it's with a SD card. I've only ever heard that really happen with SD card. The only reason why that clip with Candace got messed up is because I was trying to transfer it to the SD card on the phone. I watched it before; it was all good. It was fine. Not
Oh, okay.
when I got back to the hotel that night and I transferred everything. I was like, cool, I did it. And then when I went back, because what I did is delete all this stuff so then I can keep recording, but I had it on the card. But then I guess on the card was messed up. I deleted it on the phone, didn't have it no more. I was like, damn. So
I was gonna tell you, I was gonna pay you another compliment with your POV ride shots or your ride videos.
mhm.
I feel, I mean, I would say that you're out of all the POV ride shots or ride videos that I've seen, I would say you're top three ever
I I tried.
because I feel like we know what we want to see,
Yeah,
right? Right?
yeah, yeah.
A lot of it is like this, and it's just okay, this is what you're seeing, and the right moves, right?
Hmm.
Which to an extent, that's kind of good because that's what you would be seeing with your eyes. But
Yeah,
also when you're on the ride,
right.
oof,
Yeah.
you don't just you're
You're
not in a
not
box.
in this little exactly. Yeah.
So it's not this, right? So I definitely have to say that your ride videos are on point.
Well, I freaking appreciate that. Well, what I do try is not to do a lot of moving around a lot, right? Because I feel like no one wants to see like quick whoa, whoa, right? It's
Yeah.
always try to do like the easy moves rather than the quick look that way. Is what I try.
Do you ever think to yourself, this is what I think, this is what I've thought. Do you ever think to yourself, man, if I lived closer to Disneyland or to all the other big amusement parks, like I'd have a lot more content.
Oh yeah, dude, are you kidding me? I'd be
But
there.
also,
Just so you know, Jason's on the other side of the computer right now, and he's like,
he's like,
"Yeah, yes, I should, yeah, 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 yeah. We
but
would."
I also feel that that works to your advantage though, that you're not, because then when you do go, you make those videos, I think, even better because you have a limited amount of time.
Oh yeah, for sure. And
Not not saying that if you had the access that they would just be whatever
yeah, they
videos.
just
No.
whatever. No, but yeah, I understand what you're saying. Well, one thing too that I also told, I was telling Jason actually just a bit recent, where
Born identity.
Jason Bourne, yeah.
Got it. Yeah, yeah.
Um, but I was like, if we would live down there, like it'd be cool. I'd be going to all of amusement parks, theme parks like crazy all the time. It's like, but it's good actually. We're over here because how the YouTube market, I guess to say, the YouTube market is saturated with Disney, right? Like that's not hard to find anything of Disney.
Correct.
The crazy thing is that in the beginning of our channel, if you were to type in Fresno Chaffee Zoo, you just get here's and there's, of videos. Like, but now if you type in Fresno Chaffee Zoo, it's like a lot of our videos. And that works to our advantage, right? There's no one out here consistently going out to make videos of places around here.
Yeah.
It's just maybe here and there. So I'm like, man, if it wasn't for that, like I don't even know if anyone less would know. Like who's that guy? They wouldn't even say who's that dude. They'd be like, who's that guy?
I think I definitely think that that works to your advantage because, like you said, the other, Disneyland, Disney World, you find a lot of
Yeah.
stuff, but you're it's like you're making your area dope,
I don't know
right?
if
Because
I'm
it's like,
making it dope.
well, because you're sharing like, hey, this is what you can do.
Mhm.
And another thing I thought was really cool. If you guys haven't seen my brother's YouTube channel, go check it out. Dude with a Crew. There's what I thought was really cool is during Halloween
Oh, there they go.
you had the one of the haunted houses,
Yeah.
and then you recorded it with all the stuff, happening, the jump scares, this, that, whatever. And then, if I remember correctly, they have a son who's autistic,
Yes.
correct?
Yeah.
So then they remove all the how do
Well, so
what's the
they
word?
what they do is they just rather than have like the music blaring, bam, bam, they just turn down the music, or in some spots they don't have no music at all. And then rather than the jump scares jumping out, they're already out as you can see them, and they'll just wave at you.
So it's a low sensory.
Yeah. So
Okay, okay.
the thing was that I'm pretty sure that's their son, or it might be like a nephew also, I'm not too sure. But they also had they all know other people also that have came to join in to help. But what the problem was that he liked that those like Halloween stuff and all that, like I like to see it, but when you're in it, that's different, right? You're getting scared and
Yeah,
all this.
of course.
So they want to do something where something like that you can go without having all of that, touching, and not that they're touching you, but sometimes there's things that are dangling down,
Yeah, of
touching.
course.
The music is all crazy, the lights are flashing and all that. So um I mean, I've never thought of that, right? But that's something that they thought people that have autism, like they still want to live a normal life. Duh. They're people, of course.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't they want to enjoy Halloween stuff? It's just they can enjoy it in a different way, just because they can't enjoy it with all the like crazy
Yeah.
stuff. Doesn't mean they don't want to enjoy it. I was like, damn, that's true, right?
And I believe that's one of the cool things about your channel is I'm not saying that others don't do it,
Mm-hmm.
but you offer that to show people like, hey, look, this is if you're looking for this, they also have this.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool that you showed that and that you show things um of that nature. Also, how do you come up with adventures?
Oh, that's just
So two part.
yeah.
How do you come up with the adventures? And do you ever take suggestions?
Yes, for sure. It takes suggestions. The reason why is because anything will do. And so I'm gonna say this with this involved. Um, Sometimes when if you're in YouTube, I feel like sometimes we're always trying to look for like the big video, right? Got to make a video that hits always, it always has to.
El
But
video que pega.
yeah, but but then I started to realize like, no, you don't like. First of all, be consistent with putting out a video, right? So then your subscribers, the community always knows like, oh yeah, right, that you're always on the mind. But then also you have to do sometimes the mundane videos of, or just at the store, or just look at the random stuff on my stuff, um, just to have that consistency. And then also, it's okay to not have a video that's doesn't have like 1,000 views. You can have a video where some people might, it'll just be like 20 people. Like, yeah, that's fine. That's all right. It's just so there's no plan. That's why we'll have videos of like, I just I have two videos actually. Um the one, oh, the failed Halloween one. And the reason
Hmm.
why that I came up with that was the day before there was a leaked video of Home Depot animatronics for Halloween. So I thought that they would be something, not that they were gonna have those there, but maybe something of Halloween, and that
Yeah.
was there. So I was like, oh well, that sucked. But I still like that. That wasn't anything that was really planned. It was just, oh,
Just to
let's
go to see.
let's go. Yeah. I made a making a sandwich video, right? Like that was just one that I'm like, well, what should we do? Like, all right, we'll do that. Then our hiking videos, I'll maybe a couple days before, I'll be like, let's go to that one. The bigger hikes is when it's a bit more planned,
Hmm.
so it's not just out of nowhere. But I think, I mean, obviously, of course, the theme park ones are planned more. But honestly, I think like a few days before, it's like, all right, well, this, or if there's an event, like it'll pop up like on Instagram or Facebook, and then
Yeah.
like that, there's a date on it, and then oh, that sounds cool,
Yeah.
we'll do that. So
Well, I was
I
gonna say when it comes to like the events, at least a lot closer to you, I'm
yeah,
sure that's something like, oh, you see, and you're, oh, that'd be fun to
yeah,
go see.
that's not I don't consider that planning because it's kind of like the
Yeah, it
date's
just
already
pops
there
up.
type thing. Yeah, it just pops up and you're like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, usually with like other whatever we do, it's just eh. Or it could be where we're out doing something and I wasn't gonna make a video, and then like,
It
oh,
turns into something.
yeah, like one time that one video where Kat asked me to go order a couple cakes,
Hmm.
so I was just gonna go with the dudes to Sam's, and that was it. Just go order the cake, and that was that. Excuse me. And then, as I drove up, I was like, why not just record it? So that's what I.
Nice. I
So
like
yeah, there's
that.
a planning of it rather than just doing it. So I had someone comment and or no, not on mine, on their channel. They asked, "Oh, give me good ideas like to do something," and I just said, "It sounds maybe easy, but honestly, dude, just anything,
Anything, yeah.
like anything. Go out to the store, go you're shopping, go play miniature golf, go whatever it is. Like just record it.
Yeah.
You know, there's never really been a plan of anything, and that's why too. Like, there's also never been a schedule of how I release anything, or like, oh, every this day I do it, or every this day. It's just whenever.
Whatever happens.
Yeah, and the reason why is because sometimes, sometimes, sometimes some things will just pop up like that. Where let's just do this. So then that's why there's no. Our stuff is very random.
Yeah. I like that
Yeah.
though, because I mean, there's times where you text the group, you'll be
Hmm.
like, oh, hey, I'm editing this video. And, some of us will be like, wait, what video? And you go, oh, this just came up today.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. And then it pops up. Um,
But there's been times where I've had like 3, 4 videos stacked up where even like, let's say I finished editing one, I'm uploading one, but then I still have to edit 2 more. And those days I'm like, what the heck am I doing? Like,
yeah,
there's a lot. But I'm in no at no point ever, right? Am I ever like, oh man, this is like I enjoy every part of it, all of it. And I say that because that was this one YouTuber, where he was just walking around and then at an amazing place, and he goes, sometimes I love my job. I'm just like, sometimes, full, all the time, dude, all the time. What are you talking about? Sometimes, but
I think that's another thing that comes off in your videos. You can tell that what you're doing in the video, that you're genuinely enjoying it.
mhm,
And one of my favorite parts is when you're doing something new
yeah,
and, well, not necessarily new. When something happens in the video where you get excited,
yeah, that
but
happens a lot.
it comes off like, oh, he's excited for this. This is dope. Like, you hear it in your voice.
Yeah,
Sometimes if you have the camera pointed at you, you see it in your face. And then I get excited. I'm like, oh, what is it?
dude.
Or or even the things that you've, like when you were at Disneyland,
Yeah,
things that we've seen hundreds of times in person, from kids to adults. But then when I saw you, when I see the excitement in your face, it's like I feel that emotion in me through a video, which I think is one of the hardest things to capture on video. But
yeah.
I feel that it comes through. Um, I think it's, again, that's why when I see your videos, one of the reasons why I see your videos is because it's enjoyable to watch. And
I
you've
really hope so.
definitely, from when you started to now, your videos have definitely gotten leaps and bounds better. Did I say that right? Leaps. What
That
I'm trying to
doesn't.
say is they've gotten better
That
with
means like
time.
that means a lot, especially like from you, of a lot of people, from you to say that that's big. to hear that. But I mean, like, so I get excited if this new one that I just released today. Uh, I saw a freaking a tennis ball in a planner, right? I'm like, oh my god, there's a tennis ball.
Yeah.
I don't know. I get excited for stupid things, small things, but it's just because I don't know. It just what a thing that a dude that I watch, Page and Miss Moran, I'm telling you, I watch YouTube all the time. His name is Nathan. He says if you get excited about the little things in life, you'll find life could be very exciting. Which I'm like, yeah, dude, it's true.
That's very true.
You get excited,
Um,
smallest little thing, you'd be like, oh my god, this is crazy.
I think that's everything I wanted to talk to you about.
Can I bring up something that's completely?
Of course.
There's a couple things actually.
Yeah.
One
Bring
of
it up.
the Jason's excited for me to bring this up, but I'll after. Here's the first one though. At
Okay.
what point is it when you stop watering a tree? Like when do you just go, all right, you're fine, you're good? And I was outside and I was looking at some of these trees. And I'm like, man, that's a huge tree. Like, but I don't think anyone's sitting there going,
That's a
right?
good point.
You don't do that. You see these big trees. I don't see no one, not even the sprinkler systems wherever they are at. Those
Yeah.
sprinkler systems are not for the tree.
No.
No way that a little sprinklers on
You
a
know what?
for the grass plants.
I think the tree, this is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
The tree gets to a certain, let's say, age,
Hmm.
right? The tree gets to a certain age and grows to a certain um, size that at one point it doesn't need direct water because now it's pulling nutrients through the roots in from the outside, right?
For
So
sure.
let's say I'm planted here, right? And as a Chuckito tree, like a little I am Groot, I'm here. I need the water.
Yeah.
But now that I am Groot,
Hmm.
now you can't even see my roots because I'm like, I
Well,
think
now you're
that's what
like,
it is.
but what I'm saying is like, when do you know? Like, like, it's never been like, all right, now you're good, right? I think it's
I
just,
don't know. I don't know.
it just, boom, they're there.
Yeah.
And man, at what point did you stop getting watered?
Huh.
Like, hmm.
That's a great question.
Another thing is, Jason calls it the conspiracy.
Okay.
Uh, I don't know if we did actually talk about this before. I think Jason said that we did before, but um, the marshmallow conspiracy. No, do you,
The
you know?
one where it expands when you're in the microwave?
Yeah, but our experience with that. Do you remember that? Okay,
I
well I'll remind you. We're not.
I think we did talk about it, but remind me.
So we put three marshmallows in a microwave.
Oh, and one of them disappeared.
Remember that? Okay.
Yeah.
So Jason was like, "Oh, you have to bring that up. Like, what happened?" And as I've told the story to the dudes, I'm like, I swear, dude, put three marshmallows, and the whole reason because we knew what was gonna happen, right? We knew
Yeah.
it was gonna get big, and we're
But
like, because
they were three jumbo sized.
they're the jumbo size. Oh yeah, but remember we would put one, and we're like, oh cool, and then we did a cup, then we did two. We're like, and then we're like, what happens if we put more? So then we put the three, boom, and then turn it on, and there they go. Start, boom, and they got like this is
They
not
got
one
big.
like fish is bigger, bigger, right? Like they got big all
Yeah.
because they got big, and we're like, oh my god, what's happening? So we open the micro, and then what was in there? Just
Two.
marshmallows.
I remember
Like,
that.
did it fuse? So I've told that story not just to the dudes. I've years and years about this mysterious marshmallow. But as this one of the last times when I was telling the dudes, like maybe 3, 4 months ago, I
Hmm.
was thinking, was your Theo just messing with me this whole time?
No.
He opened up that microwave. Did he go, oh,
No. No.
no?
No.
Okay, good.
No.
I
No.
was like, maybe this whole time. Because then what the reason why I say that is because I don't know if you remember this, what you would always tell me when we were a kid, and I was like, wait a second. So for a long time into my teen years, that's
Okay.
how stupid I am. And that's not I don't want to say that, okay? Not how stupid I am, because it sounds like I believe you just, well, I kind of do.
Blindly?
I kind of believe you just blindly, yes. But well, you told me, right?
Perhaps gullible?
Gullible, yes.
Okay.
But so you said what were these back here? Do you remember that? Okay. So my brother told me from way small,
Yeah,
way
you're right. Yeah.
that these shoulder blades here are your wings.
Yeah.
How do you practice using your wings? You got to use them. You got to use them. So what would I do? I go, oh yeah, you got to use them. Into my teens is when I was like, wait a second. I think
Dude,
this guy
now
was
that you
just.
say that, oh my
I think I
God,
was
you made
like
me cry.
13 or 14 when I was like, hey, I think he was messing with me.
Yeah, no,
Those were
I was definitely messing with you because I remember somebody telling me, and then it was like a ha ha ha, and I went, I wonder if it'll work on Greg.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It
That worked.
didn't, apparently.
That worked.
You're
And
right,
I
I
was
did
like,
tell you
man,
that.
interesting. And then that's why
Oh.
when the marshmallow thing, like one of the last times where I was telling with passion of like, yo, this is what happened. Where I was like saying it, and then I thought, wait, was he just messing with me?
No,
Okay.
no, that's one.
Marshmallow is true. The marshmallow story is true.
Yes, the marshmallow is true. And I've thought about, did it, could it have fused?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with a no
Hmm.
because we clearly saw
Yeah.
two marshmallows that had deflated,
Yeah.
and on the plate, nowhere on the plate was there like a skin tag marshmallow.
Right. Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm
And
saying?
that's what we look for. Like, well, at least there's no even like proof
Because I
happened.
remember taking it out of the microwave and we
Yeah.
looked inside as if like, did it get stuck?
Because we put it on one of those white plates. I don't know if you remember those white plates that
Oh no, I do.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it
dude.
wasn't. No, it wasn't in there.
Here's another quick story. The thing says about 2.5 minutes. But
Yeah.
here's a quick thing that I had realized, and I remember up until, and this it all came to me when you were working for the airline, and I went to LAX one time to pick you up, and I saw this thing at the airport, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. So this whole time before then, I could have told you this, that the alien spaceship at the airport story,
Uh-huh.
clear as day, what you and I saw.
Yeah.
When I went to LAX, and then I did a drive around to the north side, I think it is.
Hmm.
I see this dish thing, white dish thing, and it's spinning.
Uh-huh.
That's what I
Yeah.
saw. That's what it was. It was no UFO.
Yeah.
UFO. That's what I saw. So then the whole story of us seeing the UFO and stuff just completely forgot. And now like I try to remember like what is it that like I saw, but I couldn't remember. Um,
It's the radar thing.
but it was the radar thing the whole
Uh,
time. I could have sworn when we were there looking at the thing, we're like, aliens, right?
dude, I would have put money.
No aliens. It was just a radar. It's like, dang it.
Hey
Dang.
man, thanks for being on the show.
No, thank you.
I'm clearly gonna have you on again. And next time we can just talk about paint age.
Yep.
And if you don't know what paint age
Yeah.
is, well,
Well,
learn what paint age is. Uh,
look at that. Can you
remind them where they can find you.
on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook? Dude with a crew.
Spell it.
DOOD with a crew, CRU.
Perfect. And remember to rate, like, and share. Rate, like, share, and subscribe to the Jesus Show, not that one. And we'll see you next week.
Yeah, bye.